Anti-woke water has become a hit for conservatives. A man's genitals were removed while he was sleeping. And scientists say eating cheese plays a role in healthy, happy aging. These are the weird stories for Thursday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the world. Anti-woke water is becoming a hit for conservatives. A new water product is being pushed on conservative voters. It's anti-woke water. It's called Freedom 2.0. I haven't heard of this yet. This is fascinating. Freedom 2.0, anti-woke water, is becoming all the rage for right-wing voters. And now someone named Alex Clark, who is a MAGA talking head, is pitching Freedom 2.0 anti-woke water in a cringeworthy advertisement. It was pitched over the weekend at something called the Turning Points People's Convention, which I believe is a conservative convention. Now, the anti-woke water label tells consumers that, quote, this water is not free, but your speech is. And the marketing seems to suggest that by simply drinking the special simply by drinking the special anti-woke water, that consumers are engaging in an act of rebellion. Well, way to set the bar high for rebellious acts, drinking what I assume is overpriced water. Okay, let's convince these dummies that raw milk is also anti-woke, and they should drink that. Oh, no, wait, they're already doing that. They're already drinking raw milk in the middle of a bird flu epidemic. All right, let's find out how much the anti-woke water costs, guys. It's a 12-pack here of 16-ounce bottles for $21. Okay. Now, this guy, Clark, who clearly is pulling one over on just naive conservatives, sadly, and, they get taken advantage of left and right because they're not very bright, unfortunately, and it's very sad. This guy, Clark, pitches the product by insisting every sip of the anti-woke conservative water is, quote, not just refreshing, it's rebellious. And it's unapologetic to drink this in public. Yeah, show you're a rebel, drink the water. As if this is going to be effective. No, stop. Don't do that. Not that. Don't drink that expensive water in public. Oh, sheesh. I feel so owned right now because at one point I admitted that I recognize global warming as a thing. Oh, don't do it. Wow, man. You guys are really on your way to winning the culture war with this stuff. Oh, man. I want to know where this water is sourced. So let's keep reading and find out I'm sure it's some sort of local water straight out of the tap without all that woke drinking water safety standard that we're used to. If you really want to be anti-woke, guys, just kneel down and sip it out of the river like a mule. Here's another quote from this guy, Clark. It's a reminder that even the most ordinary acts, like taking a sip of water, can be infused with meaning and purpose by choosing to drink Freedom 2.0 anti-woke water. You're not just choosing the brand, you're choosing to stand up for what you believe in. Now, it's never made clear exactly why drinking Freedom 2.0 in public might be rebellious or how this water is anti-woke. On the website, they invite consumers to speak your thirst, protect the first, referencing the First Amendment, of course. It's unclear what speak your thirst means or how it relates to firearms, but it also claims to empower drinkers to use their voices without fear, though it doesn't really provide an explanation of how to do that in either instance here. The water advertises that it has a frequency of 432 hertz on their website. What is that exactly? Pushing water that has a high frequency on people. This sounds very new age to me. I'm not quite sure this is anti-woke. I think I need to check out this website because I'm sure I'm going to get some laughs here. Oh, the website is just offering me some great fodder here, right? It says, you're not going to believe this. It says it bottled with liberal tears. I love that. Bottled with the best ingredients, liberal tears. Well, I guess that's the source. It's not from the river, guys. It says this water will wake you the F up. This water isn't sleepy, and there's an image of a Joe Biden silhouette there. This is great. Oh, man, I'm loving this water here. This is a hilarious product. Oh, I found a page that describes how they've made this water so refreshing and pure. They've used reverse osmosis. It's an O3 infusion ozonated process, along with ultraviolet water filtration. It seems pretty safe. This would justify the expensive price, I'd imagine. They're putting it through all these protocols. Oh, here's something. It says, support environmental sustainability by choosing reverse osmosis water. Our water bottles are crafted with a reduced environmental footprint, ensuring that your commitment to clean water aligns with a broader dedication to preserving our planet. Wait a minute. This isn't woke, anti-woke at all. This sounds like it's woke. Preserving the planet, environmental sustainability. These are kind of woke words. Are they aware? I'll wait till the MAGAs find out that by drinking this water that's it's helping the planet. I don't know, man. This is why you got to look at the fine print of everything. Now, the article ends by saying water isn't the only product that has its own conservative specific brand spin. One conservative entrepreneur tried to capitalize on the right-wing Bud Light boycott by starting his own ultra-right beer company. Also, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani launched a coffee business because he's grappling with some bankruptcy and legal issues. I mean, it seems to me like, starting an anti-woke business could be pretty profitable, man, Like a double-barrel plastic straws that are 8 feet long, something like that. Might go over well. An energy drink. I would go energy drink. Some sort of alternate to Gatorade. We call it like white Powerade. We took the gay out of Gatorade. Or you could maybe sell some sneakers made by children in Sri Lanka. Oh, wait a minute. We're already all buying sneakers that are made by kids in Sri Lanka. My bad. An Indian man's genitals were removed while he was sleeping. This is why you never be the first to fall asleep at a drunken sleepover party, guys. You don't know what you're going to wake up to. You think the penis drawings on the forehead are terrible to wake up to? Imagine waking up without your genitalia. The story says, he went to bed as a man, but woke up as a lady. For 20-year-old Mujahid, life took a drastic turn when he was deceived into undergoing gender reassignment surgery. I don't know how you deceive someone into that. I guess if you knock them out and then perform the procedure while they're out. But simply cutting off their genitalia isn't exactly gender reassignment surgery. Let's keep reading. Let's find out if they knocked them out a second time and installed a vajayjay. It says all of this was orchestrated by another man in collusion with doctors from a local medical college in Uttar Pradesh's Muzaffarnagar. One of those has got to be correct. This sensational case has sparked outrage and led to protests even. The incident took place at the Begrajpur Medical College in Mansurpur, Munsapur. Mujahid, age 20, just rolling along, guys, is a resident of the Sanjak village. He alleged that he was deceived by Om Prakash on June 3rd. Om Prakash allegedly convinced the doctors at the medical college to perform surgery on Mujahid, which involved the removal of his genitals and a forced gender change. I think it's got to be more to a gender change than just removing genitals. There have to be like chemicals over time, hormones, this sort of thing. It takes time. Mujahid claims that Om Prakash had been threatening and harassing him for the past 2 years. Mujahid was falsely told he had a medical issue requiring hospital inspection, accompanied by Om Prakash. Wait a minute, you accompanied a man to the hospital who had been threatening and harassing you for 2 years? What did you think was going to happen? That didn't seem suspicious to you? Yeah, come here. We're going to do an inspection. But you're going under. Oh, okay. And you're my enemy? No problem. Where do I lay down? So anyways, he was accompanied by this guy. He visited the facility where the hospital staff allegedly administered anesthesia and performed the sex change operation. Here's a quote from Mujahid. He brought me here. The next morning, I wake up, my pants unbuttoned. I wake up and my pants unbuttoned. Now, he says, and the next morning I had an operation. When I regained consciousness, I was told that I had been changed from a boy to a girl. I don't know, man. Is this story real? Om Prakash allegedly told him that he would now have to live with him. You now have to live with me. Adding that no one from his family or community would accept him anymore. Om Prakash also threatened to shoot Mujahid's father and seize his share of the family land. My goodness, this Om Prakash, this guy's really going all out. Got another quote here from Mujahid. It's really sad. He's referring to Om Prakash. He said, "I changed you from a man to a woman, and now you have to live with me. I have prepared a lawyer and prepared a court marriage for you. Now I will shoot your father, and the land of your share will be named after me, and then I will sell it and go to Lucknow." What's Lucknow? A local Indian casino? This is one of the most cockamamie plans I've ever heard of. So a guy turns another guy into a woman, forces him to marry him, and then so that he can then kill his father and inherit the farm. I mean, am I getting this correct? I'm no PI here. Sounds like this is what's going on. There's got to be a quicker way to steal some farmland than all of this. They interviewed a farmer who lives in the area who says this incident points to a larger issue of organ trafficking in that particular hospital. He claimed that there is a racket operating within the hospital that targets individuals for organ harvesting and gender reassignment without any consent. And the senior Muzaffarnagar police officer Ramashish Yadav. I can't say these words, man. This guy, the police officer, he's a senior. He says that all the allegations made by the family and the protesters will be thoroughly investigated and appropriate legal actions will be taken against those found guilty. I hope so. You can't have hospitals just removing people's genitalia without consent. You got to sign something, man. I mean, removing genitalia is very serious activities. You got to make sure the person that you're removing the genitalia of has agreed to it. But I don't know what's going on down there in India, but it's definitely not a country for beginners. That's for sure. Yay! A study shows eating cheese plays a role in healthy, happy aging. It's the sound of science. This is a massive study they took about cheese. They took a study? I don't know if you can take a study. Where do you take the study? You take it to the river. 2.3 million people they studied for this cheese science. They found that independent of socioeconomic factors, mental well-being may be the most important single aspect to healthy aging and living a longer life. A surprise finding was that those who reported the best mental health and stress resilience, which boosted their well-being, also seemed to eat more cheese than the other people. Well, you know what they say, correlation doesn't necessarily imply causation. Guys, that's some pretty high-level science speak right there from your boy Jonesy. You're welcome. But hey, you know what? I'm going to roll with this. I'll jump on board anything that justifies my love and eating of the cheese. It says, yes, cheese, guys, something we've been making around the world and eating for more than 4 millennia, as recorded on the walls of tombs in ancient Egypt. In fact, a few years ago, the world's oldest cheese, aged a few centuries beyond palatability, was dug up in the region. Oh, man. Did you see me nail palatability on the first go-round? I saw that word coming. Oh, no, palatability. Nailed it. Pfft, unbelievable. I mean, I can't tackle Indian counties, but, pretty good with the English. It says here, the link between cheese and well-being was an unexpected finding in the study conducted by a team of researchers at the Shanghai Jiao Tong University School of Medicine. I want to be involved in studies like that. I'm just eating cheese. Maybe did they get to eat some cheese? And here's some samples. I want the samples, man. Love a good cheese board. You ever go to adult parties? There's cheese boards at the adult parties, and I hit the cheese boards hard, bro. Yo, kid, I hit the cheese board hard last night. I've been backed up for 2 friggin' days. The researchers noted in this cheesy paper, quote, to inform meaningful health policies, we need fine-grained causal evidence on which dimensions of socioeconomic status affects longevity and the mediating roles of modifiable factors such as lifestyle and disease. Now, I've had to scroll down a few paragraphs because they got into the guts of the study, and it's quite boring. You don't want to hear about it, but to sum it up, the results of the study showed well-being and healthy aging was not absolutely determined by how rich or poor someone was. That was a major finding. I find that hard to believe, but that's what they're saying. It says, that said, higher wages, better education, and occupational satisfaction all played a part in the big picture of mental health and well-being. Well, higher wages kind of falls into how rich or poor someone is, really, at the end of the day. But, yeah, I agree with occupational satisfaction. You want to love what you do because, unfortunately, most of us emerge from a womb and then immediately have to begin working for the rest of our lives. And, so finding something that you draw some satisfaction from obviously will lead to longevity and overall better mental health and well-being. And the article says, anyway, back to the cheese. Yeah, that's what we want, the cheese, man. What kind of cheese gives me mental well-being? I'm going to say all the cheese. Maybe they're going to give us some specific cheeses that we can go get and put on our boards. It says, back to the cheese. While not directly responsible for happy, healthy aging, a higher intake of cheese and fruit was one of the standout contributors in those who had high well-being scores, according to this study. Yeah, doesn't say anything about coffee, no wine. I'm surprised. Attending live stand-up comedy shows should have been part of this study. It doesn't mention that, though, either. Now, what does this mean overall? Well, much like all these cohort studies, complex interactions make it difficult to extrapolate any single factor to change for certain happy aging. Cheese could be as tied to wealth and social activeness as much as its dietary health benefits. And while a large study, it did solely focus on adults of European descent. Yeah, well, they got better cheese, man. Of course. They got good cheese over there. Kicks the cheese over here's ass. The article ends by saying, however, if you needed a reason to take another wedge out of the wheel in the refrigerator today, it seems you could be doing worse for your mental well-being and healthy aging. Paid for by Domino's. I'm just kidding. It doesn't say that, but I'd like to know who did pay for this. Was it the Dairy Association? You got to look out for big cheese these days, but, hey, whatever. I think cheese makes me happy, so it probably makes a lot of people happy. Just another reason to have pizza tonight, guys. Do it. Yay! Hey, what's up, my friends? Thanks for spending some time with your buddy Jonesy within the Weird AF News podcast. I apologize for all the mispronunciations, but it goes with the territory here, I should probably be better at such things, but I'm just not. I know my weaknesses, I know my strengths, and I just sort of build on my strengths, guys, which is why you get more singing on here than you do anything else. Because I would say I'm a pretty good reader in general, though. I've always been a big reader growing up. I didn't read what they wanted me to read in school. That was out of the question. I read what I liked. So, although my grades were terrible, I was a good reader and writer and always have been, in general. I wrote a really, really good story. It's in the Patreon. I don't know if you guys have had time to read that. It's a little long, but I think you can get the gist by reading that. Then I'm an okay writer, actually. Thought about writing a novel. Maybe we'll get to that after I retire. I don't know how much longer I can stay in a closet, guys. It's tough stuff around here. Anyways, thanks. I want to thank everybody who reached out to me. My email is funnyjones@gmail.com. Now, tomorrow's episode is going to be Florida-centric, so if you come across some weird Florida news from this week, please don't hesitate to send it on over to me. You can also drop it into my Instagram account, @funnyjones. Just get into my DMs, say hello. Appreciate that. If you'd like to call the show, 646-450-2012. And lastly, if you'd like to support the show, you want to support Jonesy and the Weird AF News podcast, a one-man operation in a closet, go to weirdafnews.com where you can buy Jonesy a coffee or join the Patreon as well. Or you can download the Patreon app on your smartphone and just do a search for Weird AF News. It's another way to do it. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow for the Florida Friday episode. Can't wait, guys. Be good to yourself and good luck with your life, man.